Should schools be using the state COVID lab?
Yes, they should. Dr. Galley and his team will get you more details in a moment.
That was 2 weeks ago, and we're still waiting to talk to Dr. Galley following false positives, delayed results, and school quarantines linked to the state's $1.7 billion COVID testing lab. Now, some seniors across the region are being advised to skip their last 2 weeks of high school to avoid being quarantined for graduation. And parents want answers.
CBS 13 investigative reporter Julie Watts has been working to get them.
In the wake of all of this, our kids are suffering.
From parents to school district superintendents.
Our positivity rate has increased over 1,000% with the state lab.
To heartbroken quarantined kids.
This COVID just keeps taking stuff away from us, you know?
As we've reported, the impact of problems at the state's COVID testing lab are still being felt statewide. In April, there were the delayed test results that forced some schools to cancel games and others to quarantine entire teams due to a positive player on the field. Lab management blamed routine maintenance for the delays, and the state took their word for it. But we obtained emails between lab management discussing a contamination issue that halted production that week.
If there was a contamination, then everybody should know that there was a contamination.
It's the cover-up that's the problem, right?
The next week, a Southern California school district reported an unprecedented number of false positives from the state lab, later confirmed by LA County Health. And multiple Northern California school districts were forced to close contact quarantine hundreds of healthy students following a spike in alleged positive results from the state lab.
We have questions about the accuracy and validity of the test.
Following our reports, the state allowed at least one district to end their quarantine early, but now some schools are advising seniors to work virtually for the rest of the year to avoid being quarantined for graduation.
Should schools be using the state COVID lab?
Yes, they should.
The governor seemed unaware of the recent problems with school testing, claiming all the problems at the lab had been fixed many months ago.
The public deserves to know what's going on in their state lab.
You see, in February, whistleblowers revealed allegations ranging from unlicensed lab techs sleeping on the job to incidents of contamination, swapped samples, and wrong results during the peak of the pandemic.
They're jeopardizing people's life.
The state launched an investigation into the allegations and later revealed inspectors found significant deficiencies during a previous inspection. The state vowed to make the report public by mid-March, but in April said the investigation was ongoing when we asked about the school false positives.
If they haven't fixed their problems, how are we supposed to trust them?
What's taking so long?
You know, we are due an explanation.
And we've been working hard to get one. After Health Secretary Galley declined repeated interview requests, CBS 13 asked the governor about the delayed reports during his May budget press tour. Twice.
Do you think it's important for the public to hear the outcome of that investigation?
Yeah, no, and there's not only updates, those all were resolved.
The governor implied the problems were exaggerated and seemed to believe the report had already been released.
In fact, we put it out a number of months ago.
But according to his own public health officials, the report isn't done. So we followed up again the next day. And again, we were promised answers.
Dr. Galley and his team will get you more details in a moment.
But that didn't happen either. And Galley's team has stopped responding to our emails. As concerned parents wait for answers, worried faulty tests and mass quarantines could keep their kids out of school again in the fall.
CBS 13 Investigates submitted multiple public records requests to state and federal regulators, and we'll keep working to get you answers. We expect to get the first batch of records next month. We'll, of course, keep you posted.